Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with a video that is slightly different for me because I'm not really going to talk about makeup today. I'm actually going to discuss this thing here. So before we jump into any of that, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. But let's just jump into the video. So yes, today I thought I would just discuss my hair a bit because I've gotten a lot of both questions on it and also just a lot of compliments on my hair recently, and I thought I would share with you, for example, how I curl my hair, also kind of the backstory for my hair and things like that. So let's just start off with like the backstory. So when I was younger, I was like super blonde. I was obviously from Sweden and I was the typical blonde Swedish girl. But the older I got, the darker my hair got, and you can kind of see my natural color up here. But I do my own hair. I have been doing my own hair now for, I think it's almost 4 years now that I've been doing my own hair. And basically I cut my own hair, I dye my own hair, and yeah, that's kind of what I do. So that's like the backstory when it comes to like how my hair have grown. So I always wanted really long hair, and I'm hoping you can see that my hair goes like all the way down here now, and it is quite long. But it wasn't always like that. My hair struggled growing a lot when I was growing up, and I feel like I had like the max length for me was like up here. So my hair never really grew past this point, which when I was growing up was the most frustrating thing for me. But I feel like I've changed up a few things. I think in combination obviously with genes as well, but I think I changed up a few things that really helped, so we'll discuss them in a second. But when I got older and like I started taking more care of my hair, started doing my own hair, I feel like it has grown, and now I'm at this point. So let's just kind of start talking about like what kind of products I use on my hair, and then I'm going to jump into my tips and tricks, I think, and then at the end I'm going to talk about a few kind of random things with my hair. So I brought out my little tray here with all of the things. These are not all of the things I think that I use for my hair, but I'm going to kind of go through my routine and just talk about what I use on my hair, kind of shampoo, conditioner, treatments, things like that. So let's just go kind of through the shower routine in order. The first thing I'm going to talk about is my shampoo. This one is my go-to shampoo. This is the Charlotte Worthington Colorplex Toning Ultraviolet Shampoo, and if you are blonde, this is the best violet shampoo or like purple shampoo that I ever tried. Although right now my hair isn't showing that the best because I do need to give my system more kind of highlights and lightening up a bit because my yellow tones are coming up and coming out, especially underneath here. But it does tone my hair really well, and it is I think the only shampoo that has really made a difference. I can't really leave this in for too long, and if I do, my hair literally will turn purple. So it's quite a strong shampoo. So if you have really stubborn hair and you feel like your hair usually doesn't really tone that well, try this one. It's really good, and it is, like I said, my go-to shampoo. Another one that I go to and I use a lot, I'm probably going to put up a few pictures up here because I don't have all my go-to products here with me, but another shampoo that I use quite a lot is this one here. This is a clarifying shampoo from Boots. I use this, I would say like maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks probably. I used to kind of clarify my hair and to make sure that all of the gunk is out of my hair, and yeah, I used quite like that one. I think any clarifying shampoo though, to be honest, would do a similar job. This is the one I've tried and the one I really like, and it's quite affordable as well. So those are the two shampoos that I kind of use on a regular basis. And if I do want to use any other shampoos, honestly they kind of vary all the time. I don't really have any other shampoos that I go to. Those two are just my favorites. Then when it comes to conditioner and kind of deep conditioner masks, I don't actually really use conditioner that often. The only time I would really use conditioner is kind of if I want to detangle my hair a bit. So if my hair is really tangly, I usually drench it in conditioner and I kind of try to detangle it with my hands or a wide tooth comb. And then once I kind of done that, I rinse it out, I move on to my deep conditioner, which at the moment I'm using this one. This is the Garnier Ultimate Blends Nourishing Hair Food. This is the banana and shea version. I literally just finished the coconut one in my last wash, and I really like this mask. But again, the kind of treatment I use, or like the hair mask I use, varies a lot, and I don't really have a set one that I love. I feel like they all work pretty well, but I have been trying to move towards sulfate and silicone free products, and this one is one that is silicone free, so that's why I'm liking this one. And this one smells so good. I love the scent of this one. but honestly I switch off my hair masks all the time. One kind of treatment thing though that I don't switch out is this one right here. This one is my Olaplex number 3 treatment. I really like this one. I know it is expensive. I know there's a lot of kind of discussion about if this actually works, if it's worth the money, and honestly for me it is, especially since coloring my own hair. I kind of been noticing when I color my hair how much kind of drier and rougher it feels, especially like straight after I do it. But if I follow up with this a couple times in the following weeks after doing my hair, I can really tell a difference. So if you do kind of do any sort of treatments, like chemical treatments to your hair, so bleach it, perm it, like permanent straighten it, things like that, I think this would be really beneficial for you. But if you have more kind of natural hair, you like a natural hair color, or if you just put a toner on your hair, I'm not really sure this would be something that I would recommend, because although it is amazing for your hair, I think it's more kind of restoring to the hair. But if your hair is already healthy, I wouldn't say spend your money on it. But for me, this is a absolute must-have, and I love using this. Yeah, and I probably use it every like 2 weeks or so, or at least I try to. I probably recently only use it like once a month, but I try to use it every 2 weeks or so, so like every maybe 3 washes. So yeah, I love this, and I would recommend this if you are struggling with damaged hair. Another thing that I use on my hair, or I try to use more often, is protein treatment. Again, I would say do your own research when it comes to protein treatments, because some people need hydration, some people need protein, some people need both. I feel like I can need both, but recently I'm more kind of on the protein side. And one thing where you can test that is take one of your strand of your hair and stretch it out, and if it kind of snaps really quickly, you have a lot of protein in your hair and you might need more moisture. But if your hair stretches quite a lot, you could be needing protein in your hair, and for me that's kind of what I am leaning towards. So I am trying to do protein treatments, and this one here is the one I use. I only used it twice now, I think, but at both times I used it, it does make a huge difference to my hair. And I think it's called Effigy, I think, but I will have a picture up here. And it works really well. So if you do have problems with your hair kind of stretching and feeling quite weak, and like when you brush it when it's wet and stuff, it just feels like it's like stretches and then snaps, I would try a protein treatment, because it has really helped my hair. So those are kind of my wash and treatment products. Let's just go through some styling products, and then I'm going to go through like what I do when I do my hair, like what kind of products I use to dye my hair, tone my hair, things like that. So when it comes to my kind of styling products, my go-to leave-in conditioner I can't find for the life of me. I know I still have tons of it left, but this is it's 10. I think I use the one that's plus keratin, but I love this stuff, but I just can't find it. I don't know where it is in this flat, but it got legs and it walked off. I don't know where it gone, but yeah, it's this one here, and that is my go-to leave-in conditioner. I love it. It really helps to tangle my hair, because since my hair is a bit longer now, it does tangle quite easily. So this one is my go-to. And then for like oil treatments, all the oil treatments, but like serums and stuff, honestly I switch them up. Currently I'm trying to use up the Aussie 3 Miracle Oil Reconstructor oil, and it's not my favorite honestly, but I'm trying to use this one up so I can get a better one. But again, I'm not really that fussed when it comes to things like this, so that is the one I'm using currently. Then the kind of last thing that I would say I use on an everyday basis, not everyday basis, but like on a regular basis, would be this one here. This is the Umberto Gianni curl jelly, scrunching jelly, and although I do have kind of wavy hair and I can make it look quite curly, I think I have a picture and I'll insert that here so you can see what my hair can look like if I kind of scrunch it a lot once it's wet. But most often I kind of just make it, I brush it out and I kind of let it air dry, and then I do something like this, or I just leave it as it is. But when I want to do this curl, which I'm going to show you in a second, I do like using this. So like, let's just talk about that now actually. So what I do is I put like a pea size of this in my hand, maybe a slightly more than that, and I kind of distribute this through my hair. When my hair is like 95% dry, I've realized that if I do this curling technique and my hair isn't dry enough, it just honestly doesn't dry throughout the night. So it needs to be like almost completely dry. So yeah, I take this product of the jelly and I distribute that for my hair, and then I wrap my hair up, as you can see now. And basically this is how I sleep, and when I wake up my hair turns out like this. I really love this curling technique, and for me this works really well. It is obviously something that I think I learned through Instagram or YouTube. It is quite popular and I've been doing it ever since I found it. And most often if you see my hair curled, that is the technique I'm using. And although the curls doesn't always turn out the same, they kind of goes between, I don't know, it's sometimes they're more loose, sometimes they're a bit more tight, and sometimes like I don't love how it turns out, but I would say like 90% of the time I really quite like it. So that's why I've been doing this, and honestly, especially if I put this in my hair, they last for a very long time. So also the footage you can see when I took this out, that was this morning, it's now the afternoon, and you can see that it's still really curly. And what I tend to do is sometimes I honestly just sleep with this. I usually put my hair like in a low pony if I go to bed, or if I do want my hair to keep kind of this amount of curl, I do kind of wrap it up again when I go to bed that night. So that's literally all I do to style my hair nowadays. I think especially within quarantine and stuff, I don't want to spend hours curling my hair, so this just works really well. It just takes like 5 minutes in the evening, 5 minutes in the morning, and I'm done. So that's how I've been doing my hair recently, and I've really been enjoying it. So that's kind of how I style my hair. When it comes to taking care of my hair, like I said, I do my own hair, I lighten my own hair, and when I do bleach my hair, I use the Schwarzkopf Blonde Me bleach. I mean it's not almost out, but I do have used up quite a lot of this, and I use this usually with 30 volume. However, majority of the times when I bleach my hair, I do more kind of a bleach bath, if you know what that is, which is basically where you mix bleach with shampoo to dilute it and also make it easier to spread in your hair. So that's honestly what I do most of the time. The only time I would really use bleach straight is if I do highlights, and for example, I feel like I switch up how I do my hair every single time. Sometimes I use kind of bleach it all over, but what I've been doing recently, because I've been kind of liking how it fades in, is the last couple of times I have bleached my hair, I've been kind of just bleaching the top bit, so like this bit here, which is also why the underneath of my hair is quite a lot deeper, as you can see at the moment. But I think next time I'm going to bleach my hair, I'm going to try to just bleach it all and make this much lighter and kind of just even everything out a bit, because although I do really like this highlighted look, and I think it kind of looks nice as well for winter because it's slightly darker than what I usually have my hair. We are heading into summer now, or not summer yet, but spring, soon to be summer, and I just want my hair a bit lighter. So next time I do my hair, I'll probably do an all over lightener, and when I do that, I kind of focus on the dark bits first, put my lightener on there, avoiding my roots because otherwise your roots lift much faster, and then I just kind of, once that's lightened, I kind of pull it through to my light bits. So that's what I do if I do an all over bleach. But if I do like highlights, I usually do the top bit, and I used to do really fine highlights throughout like that section, because if you have done your own hair, it takes forever. It's like a whole day mission just to bleach your hair. So that's why I don't really highlight my whole hair, because that would literally take, I don't know, 10 hours to do for me. So, you know, it does take a while, but I feel like it's worth it to me because I can actually do whatever I want with my hair. And then what I did last time, which I really enjoyed, is I actually just highlighted these bits in the front a bit more. So my front is currently a bit lighter than the back, but as you can see, that is also grown out a bit. So it is time for me to lighten my hair soon. I honestly just haven't gone around to it, especially now when I'm back working. I just don't really have time, but I think actually I might try to do it now over Easter weekend. So if my hair turns out lighter in the next couple of videos, you know why. But that's basically how I bleach my hair. If you want more information on like how I do it, I might do another video on it, but I'm not sure if I will ever do like bleaching my own hair video, because I feel like it would be too complicated for me to both film and do it at the same time. But I can try it if it's something that you guys are interested in. Then when it comes to toners, again, I'm kind of switching it up a little bit, but I recently tried a new toner which I actually quite enjoy. This is the L'Oreal Dialite toners, and what I did last time is I picked up my kind of usual purple shade, which is like a level 9 blonde. This one is the level 9.12 iridescent iced milkshake shade. I quite like that. Again, that's what I have on my hair, but it is really washed out now, so it was way more toned when I first did it. And then what I did is I actually bought a deeper one as well. So this is the shade 7.11, which I think is like a medium brown, which I basically got to match my root color, to either one do a shadow root or to kind of blend if you miss up. I feel like whilst I was learning to do my hair, sometimes the bleach bled and you had like a spotting and things like that, and having a toner close to your own natural color then is really good because you can kind of blend that and make it not as noticeable. So that's why I have this toner, but my main one is the kind of level 9. So when it comes to cutting my hair, I do this not as often anymore as I used to, but when my hair was still quite damaged and I had a lot of layering still in my hair, because I do quite like having everything the same length, what I do is I literally just take my hair from the nape of my neck and I split it. Usually I use a comb to make it more even, but I forgot to bring that over, so yeah, you just have to get the idea. And I do this, and I always do this when my hair is straight, so I always brush this really straight, and I usually do this when it's damp as well, because I feel like then I can get an easier clean cut. So what I do is I literally brush this really tightly. I usually use a comb as well, and literally brush this all the way down, guaranteed it is straight when I do this, all the way down here, making sure that I don't have any kind of pulling in a direction. I just want it to go kind of like straight down here. And once I've done that, I hold my hair up like this, and if I feel like I have any dead ends, anything like that, that's where I snip it off. And with that kind of haircut, obviously I don't get it completely 100% straight in the back. I have a slight kind of curve, almost like a V, but slightly, I would say, like, yeah, like curved. It's not like a strong V. And I really like that haircut on me, but I feel like cutting my hair myself has probably been the #1 thing that has saved my hair and made it grow. I think cutting it myself and kind of not waiting to go with the hairdresser, because before I used to go to my hairdresser maybe every 6 months, and now cutting it, like, I used to cut it like once every month. I used like a tiny bit just to trim it and make it healthy, and doing that kind of really helped with the split end and really helped my hair just kind of maintain the length. Because although they say, oh, you need to cut your hair to make it grow, which obviously isn't really true, but what happened before was my hair grew, but then it kept breaking off at the end, and when I had to go to the hairdresser, I used to have to get like, I don't know, like this much cut off, which is a lot, and instead of, or maybe even more actually, to be honest, like, I don't know, like this much, which at that time I felt like that was all my hair. But instead of doing that, I literally just took it off and I literally just snapped off like, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 centimeter, and that was it, just to get like my ends more fresh and be able to maintain that length. But again, I obviously understand that that doesn't work for anyone, because it depends if you have layers, it depends if you have like short hair, for example. The technique that I'm doing I don't think would work for short hair, because it will create more of a distinct kind of length in the back, so it would look really strange if you have short hair. But for me it works really well, and it has honestly saved my hair. So I would say that if you do have shorter hair, or if you have layers or anything like that, I would still kind of recommend trimming your hair, but it could even just be taking out your hair and looking for split ends and trimming it that way, if that's easier, or just kind of, like I said, trim it similar to how I do it, or seeing if you can get like your partner or your parents to do it for you. Just make sure it's a bit even in the back, and just taking off like a tiny amount, maybe once or every 1 or 2 months, just to kind of keep that health going in between your visits to the hairdresser. And that way as well, when you go to the hairdresser, you don't have to take as much off, because honestly that's just the thing that has worked for me the most. Another thing that I've done that actually works is the inversion method. If you really want to grow your hair, I would look into that, because it does work. I haven't done it now in a while because I'm just honestly a bit too lazy, but it does work. So look into that if you do want to make your hair grow. And yeah, I think those are the main 2 things that I have done, in combination obviously with all of the treatments that I mentioned before, to get my hair to this length. And to cut my hair, I just used these hair cutting scissors, which I got, I can't remember, I think I used to cut them off a beauty site, and yeah, they're just really sharp hair cutting scissors. I would 100% recommend getting these, because if you cut your hair with those scissors, you just create damage at the ends as soon as you cut it. But if you have sharp scissors, it just creates like a clean cut, and it makes your hair less prone to like split ends. So that's what I use. I also do have thinning scissors, but I don't really use this that much. Honestly, I got these to cut my boyfriend's hair during quarantine, so they're mainly for him, but I do have these if I just feel like my ends are getting a bit too thick. So the last kind of thing that I want to mention in this video are these right here. These are my hair extensions that I kindly got sent from IrresistibleMe. I haven't really had time to rock these outside of the house yet because obviously we've been in complete lockdown here in the UK, but we are soon able to kind of go out and do things again, and I'm sitting here playing with them because they're quite soft. So these are the 24 inches hair extensions, so they are very long, but I wanted to get them slightly longer than my own hair because the reason, like when I want to wear these, I don't want them to be too long, but I do kind of mainly just want them to kind of thicken out my hair. And these are in the platinum blonde color, and as you can see, they are, I mean, they kind of just, I feel like they're a little bit lighter than my hair now, but again, I'm due for a lighting session, and they are slightly warmer than my blonde, but I have tried to tone them with just some purple shampoo, and I'll probably do that again to make them blend a bit better. But I'm hoping you can see that the ends do actually match pretty well. It's just that my top bit of my hair is obviously darker now because it has been growing out for a bit. But these, like I said, I got sent to me, and they are really lovely hair extensions. I actually never really owned hair extensions before, but it's always something that I wanted to have just for kind of special occasions. I probably wouldn't wear hair extensions every single day, but like I said, just when you want some thickness to your hair, when you want your hair to be longer. So like I said, I have toned these with pepper shampoo, and when I did, I washed these and I curled them. I curled them this morning actually, and they have held up really well. I didn't put any hairspray in them or anything. They are just holding in their own curls, so they're really nice quality, and obviously they are heat resistant as well because they did hold up that heat. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop these in to show you what they look like, and I will be right back. So this is what the hair looks like when it's in. It's quite a lot of it, as you can see. It hasn't blended in perfectly, but I think that's because I curled my hair extensions separately, so it doesn't really flow with the curls that was in my hair before. But as you can see, it is very long and quite thick. I definitely have a lot more volume up here, as you can see. And although I think I might trim these a tiny bit because these literally go down to my belly button, I haven't gone around to that yet. But I really like these, and I feel like I said, if you just need some hair extensions to either give you volume or just a bit more length, I think these are perfect. So I will leave some information about these down below if you're interested in them. They come with quite a lot of different wefts. They come with a really thick kind of 4-weft clip that I usually use in the back. They're really easy to put in as well because with the clip they snap into place quite easily, and like I said, I haven't had any hair extensions before, so I don't know if that's always the case, but yeah, they do work really easily, and they are quite secure as well. I mean, I can pull my hair and it is going nowhere, it's stuck in there. So for first time kind of user of hair extensions, I do really like these, and I am very happy with them so far. But yeah, that is basically it. If you do have any questions about my hair, if you want to know anything more about it, then please let me know down below. Also, if you want to know more about these, let me know as well, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. And otherwise, I really hope you have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye guys!